we want to start talking about some of the basic tools, in this case the text tools. And everything in InDesign, whether it's graphic or it's text, has to be in a box. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Type tool, okay, right there. And you don't just bring it onto your page, click it like word processing and start typing. You have to click and drag to create a text box. And then you'll see the little blinker, and then we can add some text to it. So I'm going to do my name, and then hit my return, and then do a subhead, designer. Alright, and now we'll add some attributes. So we have to highlight it like word processing, and then we can access our typographic tools in a couple of different ways. The most obvious is up here in the options bar, and we're going to come back to this in just a minute. This is generally what we use, but we can also look at going under Type in the main menu, and you see the font list. We have some of the standard sizes, and you have this thing that says character, which is Command T, the shortcut. I'm always trying to get you folks to learn the shortcuts. So Command T, all right, and you can also access that from these tabs, the little pictures and tabs over here or under Window, and once again I can bring up the character dialog box from there as well. Okay, so and here is what the character dialog box looks like. It has many of the same tools that are up here in the options bar, so you can use whatever you're most comfortable with. And at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and use the options bar, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make it bigger, and you can use any of these pull down options, or you can type in your own specifications, which is what I'll do. I'll make it a little bit bigger. I'll let's say 100, and type, and then hit my return key. And type, by the way, is measured in points. Points and picas are the measurement system of graphics people. And to give you a feel for what the sizes are, you can figure that there are 12 points in one pica, and there are 6 picas, or 72 points, in an inch. So that gives you some approximate relationship. 72 points is approximately an inch. So I'm going to go up here, and by the way, I'm going to pick bold for my name. Then, just to give a little bit of variety, I'll highlight Graphic Designer, and I will make that bold italic. Okay, then I look at it and I notice that it is set up flush left, and I want it centered. So once again, I'm going to highlight it and go up under my options bar here, and let's take a look, introduce something else that's new. And when we have this little square with the A highlighted, the tools in the option bar are our basic formatting character tools. But right below that, you'll see what appears to be a little backwards P. That's a paragraph symbol. And if I click that, you will see that the tools in the options bar have changed. And the first thing is the alignments. And so I'll go ahead and I'll click centered. There you see my text has changed. Okay? And text, like the box that it's in, has the stroke and fill that can be handled separately. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight my name, and I will get the swatches. I'm going to go ahead again. We could get that from under Window. I'm just going to get it over here, the little tabs from the icons on the right side of our page. And we'll talk later on about how we can add any color we want. I'm just going to use the group of standard colors that are already here. I'll pick the blue for my name. I'll highlight Graphic Designer, give it a different color. And once again, whether we do it from here in the Swatches palette, we've got our character, our type color for stroke and fill, okay? And it knows that we're highlighted some text. And the same thing at the bottom of the tool palette. Let's take a quick look there, and you can see that there's a T there, and when we highlight the box itself, it will just be solid stroke or fill for the box and not the text. And so there we have that set up. Okay, and when we want to manipulate the box that the text is in, we always go to the black arrow, and we can make the box bigger. And in this case, I'll show you, we'll put a little bit of color in the box itself. I've selected the box, not the type. And there you see I added color to the box that the type is in. And then I'll click on the little stroke icon down here, the little border. Okay, and then we'll say make that black. And we'll go back up, because I'm in my black arrow, to my options bar, and I'll make that stroke a little bit thicker. So there we have a box with my name in it, and the box has color, stroke, and fill, and so does the text. All right. The next thing we want to do, let's get some text. Body copy text. So I'm going to create another text box. Before I do that, I want to talk about another thing before I forget here, and that is leading, basic typography language. I want to change the space in between the lines of text between Rick Rice and Graphic Designer, and that's called leading, the space between lines of text. And so I'm going to highlight my text, and when we go back up under our character dialog box, or in this case our options bar, underneath the size of the type you see another little icon, and here it is. This is the leading, and the leading is generally going to set itself to auto leading, automatic leading, which happens to be typically 120%, or 20% more than the size of the type. In other words, if I had 10-point type, auto leading for 10-point type would be 20% more than the 10, which means 12. And the way we describe that is we say it's 10-point type over 12-point leading, or 10 over 12. And the point here, I just want to show you what we're going to do is I'll make it less. I want to tighten this space up. And so by coming up here, you see, watch, you see how much closer Graphic Designer just got to my name. And so we made the leading tighter or less, and that brought these lines of text together. And there you see it. I like that a little bit better. I'll go back to the black arrow, make the box a little bit smaller as well. And we'll talk about that a little bit